Hi, today I wanted to share with you my inspiration for this pencil topper / treat holder. Okay, so I just recently got my scrapbook, etc. magazine from Better Homes and Gardens in the mail the other day. And as I was paging through it, I came across these really cute pencil toppers that were in the magazine. And I thought, wow, that's a really cute idea. There's so many things. You could put some sweet tarts in there. There's a number of different things besides the pencils that you could stick inside there. And I looked at it and I kept going through the magazine. Well, as I got to the back of the magazine, I realized that those were for sale. And what caught my eye was that as I was reading it, it was for a kit of 24 Valentines that you would get. Of course, the pencil was included in there, the cardstock, and 3 little ink pads, I guess in order to give you the ink to stamp with. And it was $44.95. And I saw that price, and that price just popped out of my head, and I said, wow, I've got so many stamps already in my collection, I've got so much leftover paper, that I just decided this was something you can easily recreate, and so that's what I decided to do. Okay, so taking some cardstock that I had, I decided I was going to cut this at 3.5 by 4. And that would give me the little square shape that I needed. And then taking some of my Stampin' Up! Punches, I used my 2 3/8 scallop punch, and I also used my 2.5 inch circle punch, and I cut out my 2 pieces that would go in my center. Okay, and then just going through some of my older stamp sets of things that I had laying around from other holidays. I looked for some animals or some kind of theme that I thought I could use, and I found this bunny that I had that had a heart, and I just decided to go ahead and stamp him in the corner of my paper, like so. And when I was done stamping him, all I did was take my paper trimmer and I trimmed him out, and I did it so that I could make sure that he would kind of fit on there in a good way if I popped him up, so that he would sit on top of there in a cute way. Okay, and then once I had him all cut out, you could do this with ink, anything you want. I just went in with some color pencil and just took a light coat and just kind of went over the top of him just to give him a little bit of color. I didn't want a whole lot of color on him. Just a little bit. And I just colored him in. Like so. And then with my red marker, I just went in and I filled in his heart. And then if you've been following me for a while, you know that I like things to stick out and be glittery. So I just went in, and my areas that were to be white, I just went in and put some glue, and then went ahead and sprinkled it with my Dazzling Diamonds. Just to coat it. And then I just flick that off. So in the areas where his ears and his belly is, they just sparkle and they stick out a little bit more. And it is so cute. And then it was just ready for assembly. Okay, so before I started assembling, I realized I need to put a place where I could put the pencil or candy or lollipop, whatever I was going to put through. So what I did was I went in and I put just my really small hole punch through there, and then lined it up and went down again. So I had an idea of where that was going to go. And I realized depending what you're going to put through here, you may need it to be bigger. So if you do, you just go ahead and cut a little slit from there, going across one way, and then from that hole going across an equal portion the other way. So that will give you a nice little slit. You can also do the same thing with an X-Acto knife, but if you don't have all these extra tools, just, again, I try to show you to use what you have so that you don't have to go out and keep buying all kinds of things. So we have him, and you'll see that our circle will pretty much cover him up. So when I did this, I wanted to pop up my sides, so depending what I was going to put in, so using some of my pop darts, I went in and I popped up two sides. So I'm going to pop up one side there and then across with the other. And taking my cardstock just so he kind of covered up the holes some so you couldn't really see everywhere where he was in the center. And then I wanted to do the same thing with my second piece. And I wanted this to kind of pop up a little bit. So what I decided to do was I took just a few pop darts going around, and I just used 4. Put one on each side and one on each top and bottom. I figured that would give me enough. And I pulled those up and then placed him in the center. And then taking my little guy. Now you could lay him flat, but again, I decided I wanted to keep doing dimension here. So I just took 2 more pop darts and put one on each end and popped him up. And then that way I could pop my bunny up in the middle. And he would have all kinds of dimension. So when you looked at it, you look like that. Okay, and so the rest of it basically was just finishing it off. For my corners, I basically went in and I took my Stampin' Up! Corner edge punch and I just kind of added some detail to the corners. And then I just had a little stamp that had the with love. And I went ahead and I stamped that and attached that to the bottom for my grading. And that was basically it. And I personally think that it was pretty close to that in the magazine without having to spend $44. So thanks for joining me today. Bye.